Welcome back, survivors. I'm the SurvivalVis, and we return to Curse of the Dead Gods. So, we had just finished up the Tamok's Awakening run last week. It looks like we have a little more information on... Oh, no, just that he's unlocked. You have to do it 4 more times to get information about him. 3 more for the twins. So that's probably actually going to be everything we're going to do so far for the Jaguar run. We are going to head over to the start of the Serpent run next, but I just want to see what we have... Ooh. Just see what we have available for our options to go in. I mean, the Stormlash is probably nice, but I feel like the Keen Bow isn't that strong. Like, ooh, the Serpent Bow, actually, gotta admit, I like the look of that one. I mean, the model, not exactly the stats. So, oh. Desperation's Flail, I know, was a very powerful whip early on when we first tried it, but I kind of want to switch it up a bit. So it's either the Keen Bow and Stormlash, or... You know what? I think I want to take this one, actually. I like the mix of fire and then poison. I don't think that there's actually, like, synergies for those in the game, but it'd be interesting if there was. Okay, so now we're just going to do the short exploration today of the Serpent Run. Just because, again, I wanted this series more as a little thing to avoid a bit of burnout. Well, I say short, although there's still a little bit of distance cover. I mean, we'll start with gold attribute. Yeah, work our way up to some of the good stuff. I want to do this series as a little bit of a... Oh, my Tuesdays and Thursdays, I've always been trying to figure out what to be fit in after Monster Hunter on those days. I mean, now that I think about it, I might even go back to doing Monster Hunt, some things with Iceborne and World while we're waiting for Rise to come out. Like, I wish I had a capture card so I could do some stuff with the Switch, but right now I'm just working with what I have available on hand, so can't really do anything with those. But I do have some discussion videos I wouldn't mind doing about things like... Okay, so the Keen Bow, I wonder if all bows actually have the piercing to them, because the Keen Bow, it definitely seemed like the shots were going through them, so maybe that's something that's been... Oh, I do hate that little bit of invulnerability that they're given. I think that's a little bit of BS in my opinion. But it's something. And in the Serpent Run, it was less that the minions were going to be what would get you, and it was more the traps on the run. It was actually kind of interesting. It's kind of interesting, the comparison between the two runs, like the undead or the dead minions, I guess they are technically undead, they were more dangerous than the lore usually was. Oh, why did... that made no sense. Like, for some reason, I thought I was holding backwards to dodge, but it dodged me forward, and then the second dodge, which was supposed to... It was kind of weird. Perfect shots. Actually, you know what? I am going to take that, because I remember that was actually... Oh, but then that... No, we'll take that, and yeah, once you equip it, you can't offer it again, so... We'll keep the whip because of the charged attack. I just gotta use that a little more. It's basically your scorpions get over here move. And a little bit of that, so that's good for coming down the line. Pretty sealed off route, so just next room ahead. But anyway, yeah, Tuesdays and Thursdays, I've really been leaving it open to see if there have been any requests for either series I've already done come back, or if there's things in particular you guys would like to see done. Ow. You bugger, you. Now, let's sell that off. Oh, right. A poison gas. That's another thing that... Again, that's why it was more the floor was just deadly on its own without really the minions needing to do all that much to it. I call them minions. I guess they technically are undead minions or enemies or oh lord. Yeah, so definitely Serpent Run definitely a lot more trap heavy. Snag some of these goodies. I guess we'll go down the hall of and what have we got? Yeah, we'll offer that to the gods, because, again, I do like that there's actually some ways, maybe it's not reliable healing, but it's not bad in order having something like that where it just offers something and there's some more health back. The game had nothing like that before, so having it, even if it's just that minor... I almost wonder if that's something that they might look into doing, is if you... Some games have, like, combo for status effect systems. Like, in this game, considering how the Serpent Run works, I'm wondering if you did something like poison or burn and then... Okay, let's put it this way. I have the poison bow, so I take a shot, I poison the enemy. Then I use a weapon that has fire on it, and I attack the enemy. Would that potentially make them like a bomb of sorts, and you could actually like detonate that to get enemies around them some damage? Like, I wonder if they'll ever add synergies like that to the game. I think it'd be a cool kind of thing to do, because it gives you a little more strategy and option rather than how it kind of works right now, because admittedly fire's not as good as you'd expect, even though I think that's kind of like a trope for how you deal with the undead, isn't it? I do feel like that's almost a trope in a way, is where the undead you burn more than you'd kind of poison them. There we go. Deal with the whatever they are. I think I actually have them unlocked in the bestiary, don't I? Let's just take a quick look. Plague Bringers, that's what they are. Yeah, they are revolting things. A particularly vile creature. So, let's see. Yeah, it doesn't actually mention too much what they're like, but it looks like it's basically like a super hunched over corpse in a way with... I mean, I think it's a spine out the back, but almost looks like potentially one of those... Yeah, I don't know what it is in the back of them. It reminds me a lot of the grubs in a way. There we go. Okay, and we'll blow that up to get into the goodies here. Take that, let the smoke come back first, and then burn it and blow it. There we go. I still gotta hand the game. I love that they decided to do the... Like, you can reveal traps in the light. It adds a little bit of, like, just more... How do I want to kind of phrase that? It's an ingenious idea. It gives you a little more to make the torch have a lot more meaning to it. And I've not really seen another game do something like this, where... I mean, there are some games where they have you reveal stuff with the light, but this one is a lot more... I guess impactful feeling, because you really feel the difference it makes having that... Nope. Having it out compared to when you don't. Nah, we'll offer that to the gods. We're good with what we got right now. But I think we... Yeah, so we're going to get a bit of gold from that. Ooh. You know what? I'm actually going to offer that up because, again, we've used the Skyhammer a lot last run, so let's try to show off some different things. So we'll do double attribute, gold, and take that route up to face the first boss of the Serpent run. That one I remember being a lot more difficult than the other run for the first boss. It's less that it's... You can still predict them pretty well, but the main difference is just what you have to be on watch for on the first boss coming. I swear, sometimes I don't think I can actually talk properly. Ow. Okay, I do gotta admit, I gotta use my whip a little more, and it seems like half of the arrows, or the bow's damage might be spent on the poison stuff. It's not bad, but I don't think it works very good on... I'd rather just have a little bit extra damage in the pierce rather than the poison that's put onto the enemies. Because then we probably would have been able to avoid a bit of damage from the grouping we just went up against. There we go. So that's everybody there taken care of. I think there's maybe one more room. Oh, no. No, last one for this area. Okay. We'll pay the gold for it, I guess. I mean, we do have actually quite a bit on this run because we haven't stopped at anywhere that's mostly shop yet, so... Probably just go for more attributes. We might not even actually get a different weapon for this run before we get to the first boss. And just kind of break our way through there. Anything through here other than a bunch of angry plants? No. Okay. So we're good just to get into here. Oh, the venom trap. I'm actually not sure if that's what it's particularly called. Oh no, that one's not active. Okay, that's just a ornamentation right now. Like, okay, well, it's broken now, but you'll see probably in just a room or two, when those things are active, they can be both helpful and hindrance. Because they'll definitely clear through a lot of health quickly. Okay, what was through the secret area first? I don't think there's... Never mind. Okay, so that bridge does eventually seal you off into it. Oh, nothing even down this way. Well, might as well go the secret way. Or more hidden. I mean, that's my problem I have with fire, is as much as you'll light them up, it doesn't seem to do a damage to the undead, which is strange. I would have figured fire would be a lot more effective than poison. Again, I know I mentioned this earlier, but I thought poison would have been... a wins? Okay, I've never had this before. Ooh, that's kind of neat. I always thought poison would have been better for, like, slowing an enemy down, as if, like, their muscles are slowed and stalled for having to kind of go through it, compared to fire just burning them outright. That's one of the poison traps. Yeah, so they are, again, very, very easy to activate. It's basically, as long as you're How close do you have to be? Okay, as long as you're basically within those 4 little edge circles on it. Yeah, we'll pay for that. We'll try to hold off on the corruption, even though, again, it's... This run, you don't have to worry too much about getting corruption early. The earlier runs are... You'll probably get 1 to 2 at most, unless you spend your blood offerings on everything you come across. Uh-oh. Right. Hallucinations basically means you don't get to see any of your UI, so you don't know how much damage you're taking when they go up. And the screen does this... It kind of reminds me of like a... Well, it's old movie style, because it makes everything monochrome. I do kind of like the wind slash as a nice, just ranged option. Very helpful to keep away from all the nasty stuff that's in the Serpent run as a whole in general. Ow. Yeah, see... There we go. Yeah, so it kind of goes into that monochrome style of almost like old classical movie look. I mean, the plot for this game can kind of fit into those old adventure movie sort of things. Like the old black and white movies of stuff. Okay, that's actually... There we go. I was going to say, there's actually a nice, like, wide range to the... Nah, we're just going to offer that up, because I like my swooshy sword. It's got a nice, like, distance reach, but also has a rather wide striking lane, too. There we go. Do I wanna... Oh, there's some more gold. Okay, and good to carry right along. So, actually going to get a relic this run, too. Let's see what we got here. Just smash that a bit, and carry on through here. There we go. Take you down. Uh-oh. Venom trap. Gotta be careful of those things, because they have a pretty long spray. And through the secret way. I call it a secret, but once you kind of learn the rooms, they're not really all that hidden. I don't even know if they're actually really that much more rewarding than the regular route. Ow. Ruined my whip. Okay. I guess they do have a little bit extra reward to them, considering you can find, like, little chests and areas like this with them. Nah, we'll offer that to the gods. I mean, we don't really need the corruption reduction, but I suppose better than just kind of leaving it to sit there. Oh. That's actually not bad. I think I'm going to take that. Because, like, once you do get down to fighting only one enemy or a boss, the damage on it really goes up. Okay. Weakened offering. Let's use a favor. What else we got? I don't have fire attack, so we'll try one more favor. I guess we'll go for that. Not that it changes all that much, really. Again, on a longer run, the healing one would have been a really, really good one. Like 100% your healing effects. That would be a very great one to get on a long run, but we're basically one room away from the boss, so it's not really worth it getting. And what do we got along here? I guess it doesn't matter which one we really go on. Just like that, didn't even get to see them until the very end. Oh, I guess we actually took the shortcut. Ooh, that was a nice looking kill. The traps will also help you as much as they hurt the enemy, so you can sometimes use them to your advantage. It just does take a little bit more finesse to it. And they actually are smart to try to avoid the traps, too. Like, you actually do have to force them and push them back into a trap for the enemies to basically get caught in them. It shows that they are aware of them and they actively avoid, because as you saw, it went around the poison spray or the venom spray. I do admit I still hate that kind of like forced invulnerability that it gets. Just feels kind of weird that the enemy can pull that off. Then again, you get the parry and the dodge, so I guess it kind of equals out. Okay, let's get... might as well get the extra damage bonus and the gold find. And on to this last... well, this boss, or the last part of the run. Now, this fight is more about having to be slow and methodical compared to some of the other ones. It's like, see, every time you attack her, those little skulls spawn, and if you're within range of them... Ow. This might actually be a very good use for our bow, because we can basically just stand back and pepper her. Would you like a bit of pepper on your meal? Uh-oh, nice. Oh, that was a lot coming out. I mean, you guys know me, I'm a bow nut. Uh-oh, okay, yeah, this is where you can't exactly keep that up, but at least you could cheese quite a bit of her fight. Ow. Oh. Kinda landed us in some dumb situations there. Yeah, this is where the hallucinations can get a little more dangerous, because you don't know how much health you really... Ooh. Ow. Oh. Okay, I didn't even realize she was that low. Now, the hallucinations are probably one of the more innocuous of the curses you can get, just because it doesn't feel like it does a lot, but it's the indirect application of it. Like, you don't see your health, you don't see the boss's health. You might be more headlong and reckless than you should be. And surprisingly, we took more damage from the Serpent Cultist than the first boss. But I think what she does more is corruption stacking on you. Like, each attack is more corruption-based than physical damage. So in a longer run, it's more dangerous, because you're going to always be building up your corruption levels. What is that bow? Oh, that's the Jaguar bow. Okay, I wouldn't have guessed that, given the look of it, but... I just want to see, do we have the bestiary here? No. Nope. No, I don't want out of that. I'm just going to check the bestiary, see how many times we've gone up against that first boss, and if there's anything on her. Yeah, we have done enough for that. Okay, so this is Zukat the Witch. Age seems pointless, a concept for those kept from dying, but some of the denizens of these walls seem older than the temple itself. I have battled the Collector of Skulls, a hagger or crone of sorts, who has followed the path of Sakal to its bitter end. Zbeltzalok seems amused by this wicked witch who tosses skulls like potato bombs. I have nothing left to die for, yet I still cannot abandon the desire to live. Is this my destiny, to live and die and live again? Until I find some time-consuming hobby, collecting finger bones or broken teeth. Perhaps then they will make me a champion of the snake goddess, and the day I escape, I would have enough strange artifacts to open a museum. A woman of 1,000 years came to measure my head and found it not to her liking. I guess it was too empty to serve an all-knowing goddess. Confessions of Pablo Cordoba. Yeah, so that's Zukat. It seems like the Serpent Run focuses more on status effects, whereas the Jaguar was definitely all about, like, the raw damage you would get, like, lurkers. Deathwive was more corruption-sided, but even then the Deadeyes, the Guardians, the Priests, the Jaguars, all that was more to weaken your health. The Serpent Run is much more about the effects and the corruption. Like, the Cultists are your basic physical first physical damage ones. But your Plague Bringers are more about the corruption spells and the little maggot minions with the poison. Well, here are the vermin themselves. And the Prophetesses, they're an interesting one because they are more of like a counter unit. They're pretty easy to take on their own, but it's when they're combined with others that they're a little harder to get. But yeah, so we have seen the Dark Avatar, but we've never defeated him. That's one eventually I'm going to get to. But for now, we will leave this episode of Curse of the Dead Gods here. I don't know if I will do more of the series right now or not. I'll see kind of how it takes on the channel and what you guys think too. But in the meantime, thank you very much for joining me on this episode of Curse of the Dead Gods. If you have any tips, tricks, or requests, or anything you would like to see, be sure to leave them right down below in the comments. And until I catch you all next episode, survivors, please remember as always to take care and stay alive.